Costa Rica ranks as one of the happiest countries in the world. Why is that? What makes them so happy? We asked residents with ranging backgrounds to offer their opinions on why people are happier in Costa Rica than in other parts of the world. If you love Costa Rica or want to keep learning about this amazing country, click the subscribe button and be sure to look for the app InCostaRica in your app store.
Firstly, I think it's partly because of the sunshine. There's a lot of sun here, but also I think it's their lifestyle. There's a very laid back approach to life here, and so people take things slower, and they eat a lot of the land as well. So a lot of people grow their own stuff here. So I think it's just that like more sedate life. It makes you happier, I think, in the long run.
I think because they have a lot of they have a beautiful country, they have beautiful places, beautiful nature, and I think this part is already a big item to make people happy. If you can enjoy all your nature over here, and I think it makes them peaceful as well.
I think a lot of Costa Ricans just don't really let a lot of the small details of life faze them. I mean, I've had a lot of conversations with my host family here. I'm coming in so stressed about something, some detail, and my host mom would always just be like, why are you even stressing about that? It's such a small detail. It's not really relevant. I think they just have maybe more Teflon skin, or just I don't know, they let things roll off of them in ways that we haven't quite mastered, I think, in the United States. So I think that definitely lends itself to a longer life.
Well, that's what I hear. And I think it has a lot to do also with aspirations. What do you actually require from life? If you don't require that much, maybe it's easier to be happy. But there are definitely, without the same level of stress as you can see a lot of other places. Sometimes I wish they would stress a little more when you need things done, but hey, it's not my country, right? I have to kind of blend in. So I think there's probably a good chance that they are one of the happier people. Yeah, that's for sure.
And yeah, people live long in Costa Rica and live well, right? So it has to do with having access to good food and having relatively good diets here, working hard. It's still a very agrarian country, so a lot of people are still farmers. They're still working out in the fields a lot, and that shows in the happiness side of things.
I'd have to say yes. I mean, I'm happy. I've been here almost 10 years, and I'm an extremely happy person. My wife and I and our growing family are extremely happy. You know, the populace is welcoming. They try to help you when they can. It's competitive, but welcoming. The tourism industry is either the biggest or at the top of the list for the largest economic influencer in Costa Rica. So the country has to be happy if people from around the world want to come here all the time.
Well, I don't know if that's an actual fact nowadays, because it all changed a lot. But yeah, how I said, people live here, people work to live. They don't live to work. So I think people care a lot about spending time with their family, about important stuff, stuff that are not material stuff that many other cultures put in the first place. You know what I mean? So I think that for us, just by caring for the family and friends and hanging out and this kind of gathering like a tribe, this kind of activities makes us fulfill us, in a different way.
Again, because of all the locals, I just think they live that Pura Vida lifestyle. Where they don't. What people may come down here and see, a little bit of what we come from up in North America, or depending where you come from in North America, North American standards, they may see a little bit of poverty. Some of the houses may have outdoor sinks or outdoor running water, and no cement floor, no screens on the windows. But you never see, you never see them angry. Like they're just I've been here 2 years and not once have I seen any kind of upset, angry person in the neighborhood that I go through, which is Ocotal.
The Pura Vida lifestyle, there's no stress. There's, it's such a beautiful country, and it's fresh, it's tropical, people are just happy. It's really hard to explain on why people are happy, but the feeling here is like, when you land, it's just a breath of fresh air.
You take any group of people in the world, any country, and you change their history so that for the last 75 years, there's been no military in that country. That country's had no army, no navy, no air force. They've not attacked anyone, and they've not been attacked and had to defend. You do that for 3 to 4 generations, and you change the psyche of the population of the whole country. And other people that are from other countries like the United States and Europe and things like that, they have no point of reference because they've been involved in nothing but military confrontations for the last 200 some years. So to be in a country that literally doesn't have any cultural concept of a military industrial machine, it makes the people nicer people. The other thing is economic, because they didn't have to put any money into military machines. They put it into social services so that there's a safety net for everybody, free medical for everybody, and higher education. So that's the reason that Costa Rica is doing better than any other country between the United States and the tip of South America.
Yeah, I actually just read that, and I didn't know Costa Rica was ranked as one of the happiest countries, but I could absolutely see why. Again, I really love the Pura Vida philosophy. I think that outside of San Jose, I think San Jose is kind of a hustle bustle, more of a survival mindset, although I still love visiting San Jose, and I love the culture there. I think that outside San Jose, the slower paced living, even Heredia, the hills of Heredia are really nice. I think it's very family oriented. I think that fast food hasn't destroyed, that's my personal opinion, so much of the country, or, the convenience culture that I come from can kind of spoil us and then make it hard for us to wait for things and relax and be at peace. So yeah, I could see why it would be happy. Plus the sunshine, lots of sunshine, really good for our vitamin D, and really great to get outside and exercise. So you can do that kind of in the morning and the afternoon, so it's not so hot. I could see why it would be happy.
Mainly because we don't have an army. But besides that, it is the fact that most people here, they live their lives at the same time they are working. It's not like in other countries where they work and work and work, and then they actually live their lives until they are old, and they just, go on vacation or do fun things when, it's kind of late for that. So I think that could be one of the main reasons.
Well, the extended family, the importance of it, the designation of the public places to be for everyone, to protect the public places, I think has a lot to do with it.
I think it's because of the sun. I think it's because of the weather, and the people are very warm and friendly and try to be positive, and you don't really need much here to be happy. You don't need a huge house or lots of clothing, or it's there's other things that are more important. And I think people here, they see that. And that's why they're mostly always smiling at you and greeting at you, even if they don't know you.
I think it definitely has some truth to it, but it's also a bit of a smokescreen at the same time, because people generally, the philosophy here, which most people will be aware of pura vida, pure life, what that means to me is that people accept what's not in their control. They get on with things. They're reasonably resilient to hardship and whatever happens, and they're quite accepting. And I think Costa Ricans can find a lot of enjoyment in quite small things, like sharing a meal or a coffee with each other, for example. So they know how to enjoy life. But at the same time, because you learn to accept things from that philosophy, I think you wouldn't say you were unhappy if you really were. So I think I think it doesn't tell the whole truth. I think that people feel frustrated and they have challenges here, especially economic challenges and jobs, keeping a job and things like that. Taxation, keeping up with bills, things like that. These can be quite difficult for a lot of people here, but on the other hand, they enjoy the little things at the same time. So it is a reasonably happy country.
Because people are passive. That goes back to that passiveness that I say that kind of is one of the hard things for me. However, they respect each other. They don't talk down to each other. The pura vida, I don't know what the meaning behind that. At first it annoyed me because everybody was like pura vida, pura vida, pura vida, but it actually has a lot of weight in the way that they live their lives. So I feel that that's one of the reasons that people live here a long time. It's like Japan, the old people are always smiling and active, and that's another one too. They're very active. You may not see them running and going to the gym a lot, but they're carrying machetes and walking these hills nonstop. They live off the land. They take care of the cattle. That's the culture here. I feel a lot of people misrepresent the culture here when they go into these tourist areas and they go into the beaches and stuff, and they think that that's Costa Rica, when in reality that's Costa Rica profit. That's not Costa Rica life. So I feel that that's another reason why people here live and happy and are so driven, is because they're so active and live and immerse themselves inside of the nature that is Costa Rica.
Just because I would think that they are, right? I've seen it more these days, right? Just because of this whole situation too as well. I just think it's simple because they smile a lot. I'm not even kidding. Just because well, from where I live, right, here now, I just think everybody is just really friendly, and they don't have a lot, but they're just really friendly. In the street, I would go out in the street right now and I could see somebody and they'd be like, "Buenos dias," with a full smile on their face, and you could feel the authenticity of it, which is really nice. So I would think that's why it's a simple thing, is just smiling and just being nice to people.
We can talk all day long about the Pura Vida lifestyle, but especially right now through the coronavirus, you see it in action. You see the people following the rules. You see the people helping each other out. It's like nothing I've ever experienced before. And I think it has to do with integrity and dignity and loyalty. And the people that live in this country very much respect each other, and they also respect their country and their land, and they take care of it. And they are, I think, very mindful of all of their actions.
Check out the full playlist as we ask residents some of the most common questions about Costa Rica. In the top right corner, there's a live poll to share your opinion with everyone. Don't forget to subscribe and try the InCostaRica app.